Hello and welcome to the stream. Today is kind of special because it's the first time that I'm streaming with my newly installed Wi-Fi. I say newly installed. I've had it for 2 days now, but it's the first time, so I guess that makes it new. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know why it does this. YouTube did this again. It added that white outline to the thumbnail. Those white boxes, those don't exist in that original image for some reason. But anyway, I'm going to share this link with the server, and then we're going to get started. So let me go ahead and get that done first. This isn't right. Why is my upload speed so much lower than it should be? This is kind of concerning. Here, I'm gonna first just send this ping out. Announcements. Rollbar stream. Paste. Go. Okay, and now I'm gonna find out what's going on with my internet because I dropped a lot of information for a moment there. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a quick moment to ensure that my internet works exactly as expected. Yep, I want this desktop to have top priority. Network priority. I'm going to enable it. Set device priorities. Always on. Add device. And then my desktop is going to be my top priority. Okay. So I should have the priority set. And I'm actually going to change another thing about my stream real quick. I'm going to go to... I should have done this before the stream, but it's too late now. I need to go into my stream settings, and I'm going to crank up the bitrate. I'm going to double my bitrate to 10,000. Apply, and then I click OK. Yep, okay. 10,000 kilobits a second. And let's see if YouTube is happy with that. YouTube might complain and say, oh, you should stream with less bits. But I think 10,000 is a good number of bits to stream with. Or 10,000 kilobits, rather. 10,000 bits is not a lot of data. All right, YouTube says excellent connection. My bitrate is rather high now. And let me just, whoops, they should not be showing that. Did not realize I was in the wrong window. Okay, I think we are ready to get started. So I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what I'm going to do for this character design. I think I had a couple interesting ones. I mean, I began with something kind of recently. I don't remember what I named him though. Heavy guy. Yeah, I started with this character, and I don't like him. And I think I was kind of banging my head against the wall trying to figure out what I could do to make myself like him more, what I could do to make him a more likable design. I mean, honestly, just like a full-on, like, big face shield like that is somehow better, even though I don't like that. Oh my. This character is not very good, is he? Yeah, now he just looks like RoboCop. I wouldn't recommend this character. This character is... Wow, I just don't like this guy. Because, like, I could... I don't know, I could make the visor bigger, I could make it smaller. But yeah, I think that's just not going to change the fact that I don't like this character. I believe I had some reference material for him somewhere, but um, it could be lost to time. Yeah, I believe it is lost to time. Unfortunate. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just start from scratch. First, let me. I suppose I should check my male-female ratio on my characters here. So there are 42. I might be due for another female character, actually. Sorry, I'm just getting a quick count. Did not mean to do that. Dang it. Wait, no, we're good. It's 22. Is that right? 22 of 42. Yeah, so we're due for another male character right now. Wait, no, that's not a girl. Is that correct? Is that... Okay, so I could do a male or a female character at this point. Uh, they're even at the moment. Even Steven. So, I guess I will, I don't know. I guess I'll just, like, sort of experiment around. I don't really have any good inspiration this time around. Normally, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to make whenever I start to make a character, but for some reason today, I don't know, it all kind of eludes me. It all kind of eludes me. I could take out... One moment, let me just ask something real quick. I'll just shoot that out there, and also make sure that my phone is on the rule bar stream so I can see the chat. That's important. Don't want to miss any of those. Okay, so we are on the chat, on live, and I have no idea what I want to do. I'm thinking about what characters I need to design first, I suppose. Let me pull up my... Actually, surely I have some character designs that I have started and have not finished, right? So I'm just going to look and see if I can find a character that I've not edited, or a character that I've abandoned, and see if I can make them work. I think this is Rosette. Yep, Rosette is the other Forge girl. Rosie. Let's see. Volk, Nico, Heat Suit Man, Goggle Girl, Stand Hills. Nope. Solar Cowboy, Silica. What is something dot blend? Oh, that's early Silica. Spiral, Molly. Right, right. One-Eye Wanderer. This is something I had started with, but did not finish. Yes, this is a character that I started on, like a cowboy type fella, or more of a bandit type fella. In fact, I could make his eye like tall, and then I add like a cube to Boolean against, like so. And then I believe we can just join these, right? Yeah, there's no fuss with joining these, so I will do that. And actually, no, we can't, because those will be intersecting vertices, and you cannot Boolean intersecting vertices. It's already messed up somehow. Can I Boolean with you? Maybe? Yeah, I can with that. Can I do it with this? Okay, it does let me do that now. Yeah, so now he's got like kind of a little bit of a grumpy eye, you know. I think that's more interesting for a character design. Uh, maybe not huge, like that. Yeah, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Big scary bad guy, you know. In fact, what if I made it so that he had like kind of a beard almost by like having darker metal on the lower side, something like that. That might be cool. So, add a new material, new, maximize the metallic, dark, oops, assign. No, I would say that I don't like that actually. No, I'll leave it as this. Unable to remove material in edit mode. That is interesting. Okay, fine. And then I think that a big scary cowboy guy would have a poncho on. I think that makes sense to me. So we're gonna make a poncho out of this here cone. Yeah, yeah, this is looking like a scary cowboy guy. Or like a bad guy, you know. I believe we already have a design that's vaguely similar to this, but hey, it's kind of it's tried and true. It's it's yeah, tried and true. Yes, that's the correct phrase that describes this. In fact, we're not going to do a cone. Now that I think about it, we're going to do a cube. Cubo. And then go into edit mode, grab that, pinch it down, and that's going to be his poncho. Excuse me. Sorry if that. Sorry if me moving my mic made a lot of noise. I was trying to mute myself in time to not sneeze terribly. Anyway, we get this poncho down to as close to a point as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And kind of, we can leave this kind of tall like this, I guess. We can widen it a bit as well. Oops. But his real body is going to be a little on the smaller side. In fact, I think we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to grab this face here. We're going to pinch it down a little, just so it tapers in some. It doesn't have to taper in a lot, just a little bit. Yep, that'll do. And now we're going to add another object, like so. Actually, now that I think about it, this poncho's got to be quite a bit wider. Oh my. Oh, I'm still in edit mode, that's why. Oh no. Howdy, how's it going, Lumpy? Working on a spooky cowboy fella. But he's not really a cowboy, he's like evil parallel universe cowboy, be like, we like your kind around these parts. I don't know. I say that as though I dislike cowboys. I do not. I live in the cowboy state, after all. So I think his real physique is going to be like, I think his frame needs to be a little on the small side to make the comically large racist cowboy robot. He's like an evil cowboy, you know. He's like the bad guy. You know, he's yeah, yeah, yeah. He can be the racist cowboy robot. He's the bad guy. He's not a friendly fella like Diurnal Dan. Dan is a friendly fella. Dan is somebody you can trust. I go and pull his body down a little more. Okay, yeah, that's almost exactly the physique I'm looking for. He needs like a, he needs a comically large poncho. That's the thing. Evil cowboys, they need their comically large ponchos. I'm saying evil cowboy. He's a bandit. He's not a real cowboy. I think that is, I don't know, this might need to be even wider. And then I think I would pull the front out even more, like that. Oh man, he's gonna. I think he might need the high noon stance. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I've got an idea. Let's get out a Bezier curve here and pull it down, and then rotate him around. Don't know if it's my headset, but your voice sounds like it's going through a fan at times. Hang on, let me play my audio to make sure I'm using the right mic and everything. Oh no. Yeah, there is something definitely wrong with my mic. Is it good now? Hang on, let me run a little bit of testing here. Testing. Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with my mic. One moment, please. Are we back? Is the mic working better now? Let's see. Are we back? Is the mic working better now? It is not working better now. It is worse than ever before. Let me test something on my end real quick. This is a test recording. We're going to see if YouTube is the one messing this up. Okay, and then I'm going to pull up my test recording real quick and make sure that it's my mic that's broken. Let me see here. Videos. Oh my. Here we go. This is a test recording. We're going to see if YouTube is the one messing this up. Yeah, no, this mic is definitely bad. Okay, I've got an idea. I do have a backup headset, but one last thing before I throw out this headset and use my backup. Are we good now? Let's find out. Are we good now? Let's find out. Okay, I think we're good. I think we don't have the fan sounding issue, right? Are we good? Technical difficulty over? Technological differences? Okay, good to know. Good to know. That was annoying, but it's fixed. I think it's because my computer just forgot the drivers somehow. Um, because I had to unplug it and plug it back in, and when I plugged it back in, it's like, oh, we got to install drivers for this new device. New device. I've been using this for a couple of years. Anyway, we should be good. We should be good. Don't mind me if I may be a little on the lethargic side soon. I had a big dinner. I made dinner for to share with my brother because I invited my brother over to my apartment just to see him, um, just because you know we don't see each other as much anymore because we don't live in the same house. So anyway, I invite my brother over for dinner, and I made him uh, this. I made him chicken sog. It's like it's a uh, it's a green spinach curry. It's very yummy. It's his favorite thing to get at the Indian restaurant. So I decided. Uh, well, actually, I decided to invite him over because the recipe made me think of him because I know that that's his favorite. SAAG sog. That's how it's spelled. In fact, I think they might have an apostrophe in there like that. But it's a relatively simple spinach-based curry, and every time we go to a Mexican restaurant, or not Mexican, every time we go to a an Indian restaurant, that's what he gets. That's his absolute favorite. And so I saw the recipe because I like to cook I like to cook as often as I can. In fact, I think it's been 2 weeks since I've had fast food, and I want to keep that streak going. Anyway, um, I was looking for recipes. I saw the recipe. I liked the recipe, and I uh, I was thinking I thought of him because it's his favorite. Anyway, so I decided I'll invite him over for dinner, and we were gonna do it last night, but um, what happened was he's a line. We both work for power companies, but in very very different ways. So he's a lineman, and there must have been something very important that they had him out for because he didn't get off work until a little after 9 o'clock. So we had to call it off that night. But we tried again tonight and it worked. So what is up with this guy's legs? They're all twisty noodled. Start by getting this where it should be, and then oh, that's why his legs are all twisty noodled. And then we need to go to this, and these need to be a little bit thicker. Anyway, it's a lovely curry, and the ingredients are relatively simple. It's just like a pound and a half of chicken breast, 1.5 bags of spinach leaves, uh, I don't know, a bunch of spices, an onion, and that's more or less it. You pressure cook the chicken and the spinach all together, and that way the spinach sort of steams, and then when you're done with that, um, you blend up the spinach so that it. Oh, thank you. When you're done cooking it, once the spinach is properly steamed, you can blend it with an immersion blender, and then it's got that very smooth curry texture. YouTube's not receiving enough information to stream smoothly. That's really interesting. I think my internet might be a little bit inconsistent. That's frustrating. Also, this is not a proper high noon stance. It's got to be like that. That's how cowboys stand when they're about to have a duel. I don't know why it says that YouTube's not receiving enough data to stream smoothly. The playback feed looks... Oh no, it looks terrible. Stream froze for a couple seconds, it's fine now. It shouldn't be freezing at all. I'm paying a lot of money for this internet, and it should have 100% uptime, when there's no major issues with it. It shouldn't be having this much of a problem to stream when I'm paying for 20 megabits, and it's apparently not able to handle 10. Yeah, this isn't right. I might have to call them on Monday and say that I'm paying for 20 megabits and it's not giving me 10. In fact, it's not even giving enough for YouTube to be satisfied, which means it's giving me less than 5. But I don't know. I suppose that's something you have to kind of deal with when it comes to internet providers. They always promise a large amount, and then they'll deliver. They'll give you up to that amount, and then with outages the whole way. Very frustrating. I think his legs need to be thicker and maybe taller. No, I think I just need to add boots and he'll be tall enough. Also, he might need some rust on him. Yeah. Rain fade is really bad, because a lot of radios will have, radios that carry internet frequencies are not radios that carry data for the internet usually work at really high frequencies, which means they're super susceptible to rain fade, which is basically like, it's when rain will absorb or deflect rays. Yeah, that is so frustrating. The streaming experience is worse than when I was using cell signal. That is very frustrating. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call them because that is not what I'm paying for. That's not what I signed up for. This is unbelievable, actually. It's unbelievable that streaming on a hotspot on mobile data is more stable than streaming on this internet. Yeah, I am just so frustrated by this. 5.8% dropped frames. That's just like 5% of my stream that is going into the abyss. Never to be seen. So sad. Yep, so it's time for me to do the exact same boot design that I do for just about every character at this point. It's a tried and true method. If it works, it works. Get it approximately lined up. Yep, that's good. And then stretch it back so it is a little more flush with the actual boot. Yep. And then I'm actually going to pull this down and stretch out the top of it. Now he's way too tall, but that's okay. That's manageable. That's manageable. Especially because I can do something like that. You know, he's almost reminding me of the Cyclops from the SpongeBob movie. Mirror along the poncho y-axis. Yeah, he still might be a little tall. I think his boot should point out. Like that? Oh my, that's a very exaggerated pose. That might be a little much. We'll see. We'll see. You can always tell the difference between a good cowboy and a bad cowboy based on the color of their leather. If they've got black leather, they're bad, but if they have brown leather, they're good. Apparently. It's like how it seems to be in every Western film, so it's gotta be accurate. I might have to expand the poncho. Just by a little bit. Just enough to squeak this by. Yeah, because like the you know the bad guys, they're always gonna have the spooky dark leather. And this, of course, will be black as well. Is black leather tool belt. Oh, and what's a bad guy without his he's got to have a row of bullets, you know? He's got to have his sash that holds bullets. Color theory. Whoa. Yeah, this is beyond me. Maybe. Space cowboy. Yeah, pretty much. I'm actually going to try and not use booleans here if possible. Actually, I think booleans are mandatory, but I want to try and get as close to the correct shape as possible without using them, just to make his geometry a little simpler. Yeah, the stream is just not happy at all. I'm actually just really mad at this point. I'm really frustrated that the internet isn't working as expected. All right, and then now we want to add like a little capsule kind of mesh going on. Blender doesn't have capsules, so we're just going to use cylinders. I don't want it to be anything super complicated, so I'm not going to make it anything super complicated. We're just going to make it a cylinder, vaguely shaped like this, make it a bright red color. That is not what I wanted. I have a very terrible habit of forgetting to exit edit mode. Add mesh cylinder. Yep, that'll do. And then we'll make it red. And then we're going to array this. Somewhere in between. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. A little bit taller, actually. Yep, that's good. We're just going to try and line this up good enough to fit on his chest. Almost got a demo man look to him. Yeah, that'll be about what I want out of him. Actually, that's not about what I want out of him, but it's a lot of glizzies for a robot. Barbecue robot. Yeah, he's got a lot of hot dogs. He needs his hot dog belt to carry all of his hot dogs around. Barbecue alert. Wah, wah, wah. Like that. Yeah, that more or less lines up the way I want it to. Yeah. And now he just needs more hot dogs, like Van said. Outside the saloon, he sizzles barbecue with the boys. It's true. It's true. Barbecue alert. This man is a grill-pilled barbecue cell. No, that's not what he is, man. I need to apply this effect. And then join these. And then we're just going to take all these and we're going to squish him down a little bit because he's too, you know, he was too, yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Oh no, his ammo sash needs a texture, otherwise it's gonna absorb the red. It's gonna get barbecue sauce on him. Make that metallic. Join. And now we can squish them all down to like a reasonable size. Much better. Much better. Yeah, and I think the ammo belt should be black too, probably. But then it's black on the black poncho. That's not okay. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue for the meat fibers. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. solar ranch style. This is the kind of cowboy that would not get along with Dan though. Dan is an honest, hard-working robotikin, and he doesn't deal with hooligans such as this fellow. This is metallic. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some lights around so I can actually see what's going on, because this is a very, very dark character design. Are the robots mostly limited to interacting with those in the same region? It depends. Some have wider access than others. But yeah, it really depends. You know, they only, only in places where it makes sense for them to do so. I see that I squished his bottles of barbecue sauce. Whatever, too late for that. Actually want to copy his legs because I like the diameter of your legs. That's creepy. I shouldn't have said that. That's icky. Oh no, the mirror has been applied already, hasn't? Really? No, the mirror has not been applied yet. Whoops. Mirror, this guy. Yeah. Oh no, that's the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. How goofy is that? His arms. Will there be some complaints? The stupid heart sign is blocking chat. Hang on, let me open it up on my phone. Will there be some complaints or compliments of robots across the land? I don't know what that means. I think I know that there's going to be like Call of Duty style crap talking lobby between like one of the experimental district radio operators and Dottie, and think that would be funny. So I think there's an example of inter-region communication. And of course there's his arms are so goofy. Stream lagging. Yeah, that's the internet that I pay for. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them and make it their problem because this is not working the way it should. Because yeah, this is claiming like 70 megabytes of, no, that's not true. That doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at my internet settings on my app here. Yeah, I'm really not getting it. I'm not understanding. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to call in for support because this isn't what I signed up for. And the charting on the app is just completely wrong, by the way. Unless this is just total megabytes. No, it's still bad. YouTube says it's poor, and my app says that 6.2% of all frames have been dropped, which is just not right. It's just not right, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. I can't even get like a proper measurement on this. I'm thinking about what I could possibly do to improve things. Because I do have to use a wireless dongle for my computer. Maybe if I got like a crazy long, goofy long Ethernet cable, I could plug it in and it would be fine. But I I think with the way that it works perfectly fine and then drops out, I'm thinking it's a problem on their end and not on mine. I think that their measurements are wrong. Anyway, I'm getting too grumpy over this. But it is what it is. I don't know. Black leather gloves. Spooky. Where's the rage? That's me right now. I'm seething. I'm seething because my internet is non-satisfactory. Hyper detailed hand modeling? No, I don't want to. I really don't want to make a hyper detailed hand and model it. I have a lot of options for like the shape I can make his hand. No, 6 fingers. No, I couldn't. That is beyond me. I don't know. I might goof around with like some shapes that I haven't tried before. 8 digits instead of 5. I can't even count that high, man. What if I just made his hands cylinders? How would you feel then? What if this is what his hands look like? 2 fingers with explanation of 2-bit system. No. That's terrible. I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard. You're right. This is different from spheres. I think it's terrible. But you're right. It's different from spheres. Oh, I got an idea. I actually have an idea. I actually have an idea. So we're gonna do hands like this, right? And then we're gonna meh, and then we're gonna meh, and then we're gonna go bleh, and then we're gonna go meh, and then we're gonna go meh, and then we're gonna go meh, and then we're gonna go something along the lines of this. Looks like he has a giant flask in his hand. Like a little, like something like that. I think that's terribly gross. No floating magnet hands on any robot. Why live? We do have floating magnet hands on a robot, and you're wrong. They do exist. Do you forget about this guy with his floating magnet hands? Tisk tisk. Not a true believer. Yeah, I'm not sure that these hands are doing it. On jaw, indeed. For real, for real. Yeah, the wizard, I told you. The wizard. He's a wizard, Gary. Or Harry. It's Harry. I said Gary because I was thinking about Tails Gets Trolled again. That comic has infested my brain in like the most horrific way possible because I started thinking about it again. And you know what? I can't even say that it's a bad comic. In fact, some of the more recent pains are just expertly put together. Anyway, thoughts on Mr. Mitten Hands? Kind of goofy, but I don't know. It's kind of does it. Kinda. No Rock and Stone. Never. If I bring this up. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this works? Clamper. Yeah, I don't know. I think the clampers might work. They might be his thing. Also, I should probably make these orange to match his eye. Have some matching color themes going on here. Isn't that so fun? The Lego Comanchero. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Does he need anything else done? Also, this guy is like big. This is a big dude. Oh yeah, he needs a gun. What kind of big scary bad guy is there if he doesn't have a firearm? We're not gonna make it anything complex. We're gonna make it the worst like fake Lego toy gun possible. Cyclops. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to like him too. I think he's kind of neat. Oh, this is clunky. This ain't good, man. I'm making the worst gun possible. Known to man, perhaps. He'd match that great robot. There is no robot named Com. Legally changed to Dottie. I hope you know that. Her name is Dottie now. For some reason, like, whenever I need to think of, like, a gun, nothing comes to mind. Oh, wait. It's because the handle needs to be, like, womp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gotta be like that. That's why I'm not able to make a gun look like a gun, because the gun gotta be a gun. And again, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It doesn't need to be anything fancy whatsoever. In fact, we're just gonna do it like this. Then we're gonna add like another mesh that's gonna go down and be like wah, and then be like wah, something along these lines. Again, this can be pretty bare bones. It's fine. Nobody's gonna notice if the gun at the hip of the guy is like lame. It's not lame. The Lego blaster that goes pew. Alright, I'm gonna be real with you. I cannot possibly be bothered to like model this the correct way. So I'm just gonna call this done, right? I think this is fine enough. It does what it's supposed to do. In fact, almost. We're gonna do one last change. Just like that, and we're gonna call that good. We're just gonna join all these parts into this like monstrosity of overlapping vertices. I would never use this in game. This is just for a reference. Yep, and look at that. That's terrible, but it does exactly what I need it to do, so it's not terrible. It's actually perfect. It's the best thing that's ever been made ever. Alva. Alright, and that's what it's going to look like. He's just going to have the gun like that. It's a more of an artillery piece, if you think about it. He needs a comically large iron, a big iron, if you would. Mirror. Alright, he's got his irons now. He's ready to cause trouble. He's ready to be the worst person ever. Yeah. Yeah, he's ready to be the worst person ever. What do you think? You think he's ready? You think he's ready to be doodly dude into the two-dimensional form sent to the realm of planar, flattened to a pancake? I think he's about ready. The concern is getting a good camera angle that can show everything that needs to be seen. I gotta put lights all around him so he's well lit for the modeling. So I need to be able to see every single vertex, you know? Crushed into the second dimension. It's your punishment for being a bad dude and leading a gang with a bunch of bad guys. Let me get out my camera tool. So you zoom out very, very far, and then you get your camera, and then you find your focal length, and you crank it up really, really high, and now it's like more of an isometric perspective. So now, like parallel lines are preserved, which they would not be if I did not do it this way. Like if I did like a normal angle and then I zoomed him in, or if I did a normal angle and I didn't zoom him in and I just moved the camera closer, then parallel lines wouldn't be preserved. They would be like stretched. So that's why you got to get really far away, and you need to increase the focal length by a bunch, which is actually just reducing your field of view by a ton. You want as small of a field of view as possible, because that preserves parallel lines. Like if your field of view is like almost 0 degrees, then it's basically isometric. So you want to get as close to 0 as Blender will allow. And so now you can see he's all crusty and low res. That is not what I want. You can do better. Be better. Image. Let me think about this. There's some kind of rendering option. I actually don't remember how to change this setting. Invert, flip. There's got to be a rendering here. Rendering. Except we don't want... Here, what is this? Fake user, new image, open image, no. View, perhaps? Just operation, update automatically, metadata, zoom in, zoom out. Nope. There's got to be, I know that there's a way to change the resolution to make it much higher. It might be under settings, perhaps? Let me save first. And then maybe under edit, render, view render, perhaps? No. What if I crank the sampling up for the render and then I render image? Later van? Yeah, it's too low res. It's too low res to trace. I feel like I need a higher resolution for this guy. Volumetrics performance? No. Film simplified color management. It seems like I should be able to just increase the resolution. Scene view layer. Hang on, let me just look this up real quick. Increase render resolution on Blender. Dimensions panel. Is that the one? This includes blah blah blah. View layer. Scene. I think it's an output. Yeah. So I'm gonna double the resolution. I'm just gonna do like 4,000 by 2,000. That's roughly what I want. And then I can just render result. Render. Takes a lot longer to render this because you know, the resolution's higher. Look at that. That's way cleaner. But oh, right. I messed up the aspect ratio though by doing that. It needs to be like double 1920 by 1080. So let me get out my calculator. So it's going to be 3840. And then 1080 times 2 is going to be 2160. And now we render. Now he fits in the frame. Cool. Actually, what if I like made the width smaller? Like, so 3840 is what it's at now. 3840. Yeah, I want to keep it at 3840. It's loading. Yeah, so I think he's ready to trace here. I think he's ready to go. I think all of the outline landmarks are here and visible. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do. I am actually... Oh boy, it's my internet not working the way it should again. That's great. Sorry, I'm very jaded by this already. Yeah, I'm just gonna widen this out just to like cut the poncho. So we're gonna have a Boolean on this guy. Right here. Apply. Oh no, that's pretty bad actually. That's terrible. I'm just gonna have his arms magically popping through the poncho because it looks terrible otherwise. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, I think he's ready to go. Goodness, it does take significantly longer to render because it actually takes 4 times longer to render because you double each direction. Save as, and then we're going to save him to scrap NPCs, new folder. I'm just going to call him Cyclops for now because I don't know his name. 3D Cyclops dot ping. There we go. That should do it. So now it's time to open paint.net. And open them up. Spoilers. More spoilers. All kinds of spoilers. Like badge designs that I've not revealed yet. There's spoilers. Yeah, some of these new badge designs aren't very good, but some of them are kind of cool. I like the rainbow table. Rainbow table's a good one. Anyway, we're going to scrap NPCs, Mr. Cyclops. That's the one. And we're gonna crop the selection. Yep, that's good. And then image, and then we're going to set the canvas size so that the width is 1080, so it's actually pretty close, which means that all that hard work is going to be ruined. Actually, no, it's quite nice, actually, quite nice. All right, it's time to begin. We're going to use green because I believe green is a color that will clash with the rest of him quite well. Right, my computer restarted, so all of my paint.net settings are gone. That's cool. So it turned on aliasing again, which I don't like. I think that's icky. I want sharp pixels. I'm an anti-aliasing feller. Yep, that right there. And then this one goes right about here. But yeah, this is sort of where the boring part of the stream comes in. It's kind of cozy. It's great for reading chat messages because I've got really nothing better to do than draw lines for the next hour or so, because it is an arduous process to trace a model. It's actually not hard in any way whatsoever, and it doesn't take any amount of talent. But the thing is, I'm super duper picky, and I want the outline to be close to perfect, so that makes it a little bit annoying to do. It'd be kind of cool to live in like Adam Sandler's Click, you know? Just like push the button, he's like, yep, I'm done. Yeah, I pressed the click button on Adam Sandler's Click, and I clicked it, and now I'm done. This is brain rot, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not sure that the top of this hat will come out very well. The fashion police might be after me. That's icky. I don't like that. So step one is do the hat. I often like to start with like the highest thing up. I don't know why. I suppose it's just like kind of like reading, you know, you start with the word that's on top. This hat's going to be nice and pointy, which means we got to do the same thing over here. Okay, nice and pointified. Next up, we do his head. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. Which means we should probably do his eye first. Set the shape to Sorgel. You know, he reminds me of a minion. And now that I say that, my night's ruined. No, I don't mean that. Yeah, and we're just gonna erase all this top part because that's just messy. If I look at it like this, yeah, that's kind of cool. That works. Should do his head's outline. You know what he also reminds me of? He reminds me of that one dude that was like a crystal in Futurama. He was like, was he like boron crystals or something? I don't know, but there was like a dude who was like a kind of like a gambling man, like a Vegas gambling man, but like also a kind of a cowboy style. And he was he had a crystal for a head. And I thought that character design was cool. I think he's in the I think he might be in the Futurama reboot as well. I've not watched all the Futurama reboot episodes though. I watched a couple, and I was actually pretty disappointed because um, I think Futurama is a show that takes scientific accuracy very seriously usually, but the reboot does not. And you know, it sounds like such a nerd nitpicky thing for me to be upset about that, but it actually, you know, it just kills the story for me when um, when something is scientific nonsense when it's clear that the writers thought that it was not nonsense. Like in the episode in that Futurama episode where they're like uh buying everything on Amazon. They've got or Mamazon, I think they called it. Uh and they the warehouse starts taking over the planet and sort of like absorbs Earth and blocks out the sun. It made me like pretty frustrated in that scene because they immediately like act like they're going to freeze to death, which doesn't like they immediately start shivering and like freezing to death, which doesn't make sense at all because, you know, that happens every day when the sun sets, and we don't immediately freeze to death when the sun sets. You know, the temperature goes down by like 20, 30 degrees over the course of several hours. They wouldn't die that quickly. It doesn't make sense. It just bothered me because it's a show that takes that kind of thing so seriously, and it just didn't do it right that time. I don't know how this is supposed to line up here. Yeah, it seems about right to me. But enough coping. I believe I've already coped about that on stream before. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that kind of turned me away from the Futurama reboot. Because again, you know, like the original series was actually very good. Well, the thing is, in the original Futurama series, they actually created a math. There was a completely new and unique mathematical theorem created by the show's writers because they came up with a problem so interesting that it required such a solution. And you know, with writers with the writers that the show had, you know, a surprising number of them were actual scientists and mathematicians and such. And so again, they took that kind of thing very seriously because they were very intelligent people and they knew what they were talking about. And it feels like the writers of the new show don't. It feels like they don't know what they're talking about. It's just it feels like a very different vision from the original Futurama series. Also, that was another patch of me probably getting disconnected. I don't know, um, but I'm very frustrated. Yeah, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with this. I say in my opinion as though it's an original thought by me. It's not. That's not what I'm trying to say. But the 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 show Futurama was made by Matt Groening, who is also the creator of The Simpsons, and I think a lot of people would agree that when Futurama was made, all of Matt Groening's best writers went to Futurama, and all of his worst writers stayed on The Simpsons, and that's why The Simpsons became pretty bad over time, while simultaneously Matt Groening's other show Futurama was flourishing. And I say good for them because Futurama was a better show from the start. But that's just me. I just like it because it has goofy robots. Clankers. Actually, I shouldn't have said that with a hard R. You can't say clanker. Robots don't like that when you say that. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so we got the head, we got the body, we got the hat. Next up is, I guess, his sash thingy. I actually don't know what to call this. The Thing. Stomping clankers. Chris Pratt. What does Chris Pratt have against robots? Why would he stomp on them? Same thing with the Koopas. Why would he stomp Koopas? Very misguided, angry thing to do. Okay, we almost have this part done. Okay. And clanker is not even like my preferred mean word that you say to robots. I think there are better words that you can say that are more hurtful to a robot. Like you could call them a beep boop. Make fun of the way that their ancestors spoke. You know, I think that's an easy way to strike a nerve and make a robot sad. Okay. So now that is done. Time for the part of the sash that is going to be very annoying to outline. Local metalheads. Just awoken. You have awakened a memory from deep within me. In the game, Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, there was a robot that you could unlock, and his name was Metalhead. And that was the coolest character in the game. Like, you could play as Slash or like the Devil or whatever, but Metalhead was the cool one. I'm not biased. You're biased. YouTube is still complaining about buffering. Cool, because my bitrate is 0. That is great. Great. Love that 0 bitrate. That's great. That's good. If I do something along the lines of this should be good. Like that. Yep. And then if I just erase this. Now I can just copy paste these, hopefully. Nope, they are not consistent enough to copy paste. That is sad. Well, maybe. Hang on. I'll see where I can fit them. Almost there. Nope. 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 Metal heads versus magnet heads. I'm actually just going to force these in. I think it's going to be fine enough. Yeah, because I can erase the imperfections. It'll be good enough. The outline will be like a little rough, but really it shouldn't be that bad. Especially because this saves me so much time and effort to just copy paste instead. Yeah, and now I can just do it like this. Now I can just erase these like that. Just look at how much it is. No data. Are you kidding me? Wow. I'm actually just I'm kind of stunned. No data again. That's just unbelievable. Yeah. Like half of the stream is just me coping about my internet because it's not working the way it should be. There we go. Yeah, I can see that it's coming through in a low resolution. 10 seconds behind the stream. Oh no. Let me look into my streaming settings to see if there's any way I can smooth this out. 7.4% loss. It's not able to manage 10 megabits per second 7.4% of the time. Let me see. Audio bitrate's fine. Encoder preset. Low latency performance. Yeah, well, encoding isn't going to fix that. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do to change this. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any configuration options. I'm just going to have to complain that over a couple hour stress test, over 7% of frames were dropped. That's just shocking. It's absolutely shocking to me that that cellular data has better performance than this internet that I have. I don't really get it. Dead air. Very sad. I don't even know if I'll be able to do a coding stream on Sunday if it's going to be this bad. Yeah, but I think they're a big enough problem. I think it's a big enough problem that any first-time viewer would stop watching. Because I can explicitly see that in my data in front of me right now. "15 seconds behind." Yep, and there it goes. There it goes again, just doing its thing. Not working. Come on. There we go. I think I'm gonna end up being that one of the company's problem customers. I'm gonna make I'm gonna demand a plus service, which they might not like. But you know, I want the service that I signed up for, and I don't want anything less. So yeah, I'm gonna make it a problem tomorrow. I don't even think they're gonna be open tomorrow. I'm gonna have to call them during my work hours on not even on Monday. I would have to wait until Tuesday to get it fixed. Which is, yeah, that's awful. It's just unbelievable to me that cellular data is more reliable for streaming than this. Like I'm back to coping again because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a lick of sense. And it's not like I could like I'm gonna stand up and walk around for a moment. It's not like I can just plug an Ethernet cable into this and actually, you know, have my computer plugged in. I have a 6-foot cable and my computer's on the other side of my apartment from my router. My Wi-Fi dongle has a clear straight line to the router. There's no reason why it should be losing connection at any point. So yeah, I don't know. Um, I might need to buy like a 30-foot cable and just connect it directly into the router. But yeah, there's no way I can get my router any closer because it's you know, it's stuck to the radio and it's stuck to the PoE injector. So yeah, I don't know. I will just have to file a complaint and wait a week. Wait a week before I even get anything back, mind you. It doesn't mean wait a week until it's fixed. It's wait a week until they can tell me whether or not they're going to try to fix it. So I really wish that that I could have gone with range because range provides fiber, and they probably would have. That's my computer if they were going to run fiber, but they don't serve fiber to, or they aren't able to serve fiber to me because my home address is technically a business address, which causes some zoning issues and all that. And it's too much to deal with apparently. I'm just gonna block this out with outlining so I don't have to do anything crazy with it. Push that back. Time to negotiate with the network fellers with hammers. Maybe. Probably not. Hopefully not. I wouldn't want it to come to that. Yeah. Yeah, it really does feel like it's darn near constant, the buffering issues. The number of dropped, or the percentage of dropped frames has only increased as the stream has gone on. It's up to 8.7%. I think it's about to break 9. Yep, it just broke 9%. 9% dropped frames. 9% dropped frames. Give it up for 9%. Let's go. 9%. Oh man, we're on a fast track to 10% dropped frames. Nine and a half percent and climbing. 9.6%. .7. Yep, we're gonna reach 10% pretty darn quick. Whoops, wrong button. .9%. Let's go. 10%. Yep. Yep. 10%. Oh my gosh, I might even reach 11%. What is happening? Yeah, 10.2. We might be setting some new world records here. This is gonna be awesome. World record for most seed. It's gonna be coming from me. World specialist in cope. World class specialist in cope, I mean. I'm something of an expert on coping and seething. Oh my, how do I match this shape here? It's pretty darn close to the correct shape. It's actually pretty challenging to find the correct shape here. Because it needs to be like this for much of it. I think this just won't be matched by a circle, unfortunately. Let me try and at least approximate the bottom of the boot. I've never tried anything at this angle, and I suppose this is what I get for it. This actually might be it. Yeah. Yeah, this is more or less it. Yeah, that'll do. That'll work well enough. Okay. Now we just need to trace his guns, and then we'll be ready for coloring. So I'll just add a layer for that. And I'm really not going to try very hard with the gun outline, if I'm being honest. It's just a little teeny tiny detail. Something like that, like that. Like that. Yep. That. That. Straight line there. Something like this here. Something there. That. Yeah, I think if I do a programming stream tomorrow, I'm going to use cellular data because this just isn't going to cut it. Like, you'll be able to read the code better because it will be less blurry, but you also won't be able to see the code for 10.4% of the frames, which is, you know. Mr. Knightley has awoken, and he is here just in time to hear me cope and sneed about my internet that I'm paying for that does not do what it's supposed to do. I think I could be cursed to perpetually bad internet because no matter where I live, it seems like I get screwed over by just crummy internet, like every time. Yeah, well, well, the thing is, I am used to it, which is why I'm fed up with it. I'm used to having terrible internet all the time, which is why I thought that, the one time that I could get good internet, this is my chance to finally start streaming Planar Robit, but no, apparently not. Like it's so unbelievably frustrating that um, that I could be getting better internet by using cell signal, It doesn't make sense. There's no economic reason for me to pay for internet if it's not going to be any better than a hotspot. Because, if a hotspot's going to offer better performance, then, just use a hotspot. Anyway, we're tracing the last gun, and then it's coloring time. 20 seconds behind. Thank you, Lumpy. Uh, I've had a brain fart. I don't remember if I answered your how bad question. 10.4% dropped frames bad. Did I get Starlink? No, I didn't get Starlink. I'm starting to think that I probably should have gotten Starlink because I've heard that Starlink has bad downtime issues, but it can't be worse than 10% downtime, right? That wouldn't make sense. Here is 10% downtime. And it's a no data. That's great. That's great. I love it when I get no data. YouTube's like, hey, we're stopping your stream soon because we're not getting any data. Great. Yeah, okay, cool. I love it when you guys say that. Yeah, I keep flickering between no data and excellent connection. It's great. It's great. Yeah, pick one, please. I believe my outline is done. I think I've outlined everything that needs to be outlined. So it's finally coloring time. And then after we have coloring done, I'm probably going to throw in the towel because I'm not having a good time tonight. Oops. Whoops, that is the sash. Okay. Gun, the arm, and the legs. Okay. Me getting Starlink and then it goes down for 2 weeks. It could. You never know. I don't know, I probably wouldn't go with Starlink because Starlink does, uh, Starlink is open about its downtime issues. So if I were to go with Starlink, then I would have to be 100% um, accepting of the downtime, which I'm not, of course, because literally any amount of internet downtime means that I'm not streaming, which is a problem because I want to. It's not that I have to. It's not even that there's like a major benefit to me streaming. I do it because I think it's fun and it's a fun hobby, and I don't know. It's just frustrating that that the hobby that I enjoy is not really uh, an option of my providing. But hey, maybe it was an installation issue. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it will be fine. Let me go back to my other one. No data. What is this that I'm clicking on? Is there nothing on layer 13? Oh, duh. It's the layer for this. Yeah, that works. This Lego looking dude. Am I on the wrong layer? No, I'm not on the wrong layer. I'm just, my eyes are playing tricks on me. This character is not going to be super colorful. He's just going to have like a little splash of orange and that's it. You know, he kind of makes me think of IG-88 from Lego Star Wars. Because that's what he's from. He's not from Star Wars, he's from Lego Star Wars. Oops. I think it's a little too bright. Yeah, that's better. You, what? No, don't do that. Do that, yeah. Then I gotta fix this one as well. There we go. And I should also fix the top of the gun here. Yeah. I feel like this is too bright as well. Crank that down to like 6. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And then I can do the same for the top of his thingy. No data again. Fun. What is my dropped frame rate at now? 10.7%. It climbs. Every time I look at it, it's higher than before. You know, if the goal was to drop as many frames as possible, they would still be doing a bad job. But they would be trying. Whoops, dump that there. Grab this, and then just add a brighter streak like that. Nice. I love it. Dropped me from current to 40 seconds behind randomly. That is because my upload stream stopped. That's why it threw you so far behind. Isn't that lovely? Isn't it great? I love how YouTube likes to make it so that my viewers have to commiserate with me, and they have to enjoy the same problems I do. Isn't that great? I love that. I believe I had this at 16, so I can just put a little bit there. And then I'm going to steal colors from another character because I always do that. We're going to go to... I guess we'll steal from Sarge. Sarge is a good one to steal from. Mr. Sargent. Ooh, how did I miss that? That is so icky. Icky. Stop it. Go away. You're icky. Okay. Also, I'm noticing outline issues already. It's fine. I'll do a sweep through when I'm done. Just hold me to it. Wait, I have 5 pings. Stream ceased working for me. That's cool. I believe it. I believe it. The truth is that there's nothing wrong with the stream. I'm just being targeted by a schizo generation program. Basically, the way it works is Sneed from Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's, is decided that I'm actually a city slicker, and that I drive a fancy German car, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Actually, I don't want this one to be so bendy. I want this one to actually be straight. Relatively straight. Not like... Yeah, if that one's straight, then it kind of bends in more naturally. Yeah, that's the way to do that one. Okay, and I need to move the gun below his arm. There we go. Now the gun is in its place, more or less. Although his arm is trying to escape confinement. Which it's not allowed to do that, by the way. If you see any arms trying to breach containment, please stop them. Okay, next arm, I suppose. Actually, I could do his legs right now. His legs would be easy, especially because I have Sarge out already. More color thieving. I found out about this really cool new app, or I suppose it's not new at all, but I found out about this really cool app called Power Toys for Windows 10 and Windows 11. It might even work on 7. No, it probably won't work on Windows 7 because it was made by Microsoft, so they're just going to arbitrarily decide, oh, we don't want that to work. What layer is this? Oh, that's the gun coloring. Where's this gun? Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're going to put it there so it's in a better spot. Correct layering. And we're going to grab the dark, and we're going to grab the light. Set this, I think we had this at like 40 before? I don't know. We could use more than 40. In fact, we could go as high as 80 for these legs. No. No, we want to match what's up there. It's probably like 50 maybe. I don't remember what the number was. It's something along those lines though. Yep, just like this. No data. Yay. We hit 11.6%, boys. Let's go. Okay, now it's gonna do the arm outline, or the you know, the creases, the perforation. No, that's not the right word. Yep, that'll do well enough. Almost have it. Yep, that'll do. That's fine enough. Oh my goodness, this is really ugly, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. This is what I get for rotating things. Never rotate things. That's a new rule. If you rotate things, it'll look awful. Okie dokie. Get those in place. And then back to size 20 outlining. Now we gotta get his toesies. Okay. Those are his legs done. What's the next layer up that I haven't done? His left Lego arm. This arm should actually be below that gun. So, I believe it needs to be the bottom layer. Well, I mean, the color for it needs to be the bottom layer. Yeah. Yep. That is a-okay by me. I can get this. This here. And that there. And is that roughly what I have? Yeah, it's pretty close to what I have. That looks about right. Okay, now it's time to do his arm again. We're just going to start by doing the highlight. Then we'll do the low light here. Yep, that will do. Oh shoot, these are interfering with each other. There we go. Okay, and then lastly we need to get these stripey bits. And we're just going to copy paste a few of these. These need to be a little bit more manual in the way that they're laid out, just because like the thickness varies on this side a bit. That's unfortunately just due to the perspective. That should be good enough. What's next? Next, we need to do his sash thingy. Actually, no. I've not finished coloring his body. I should finish coloring his body. Do I have any characters that have like similar colors to his that are like grayish? I think Dash might be a good reference. Yeah, I'll take the light and medium from Dash and use those. And then use the medium one here. This is the wrong layer, isn't it? What layer is this? I don't get it. Oh, I guess that black line's on the wrong layer. I'll have to find where its real home is. Yeah, it's on the leg layer, that's why. That should fix it. Yep, that'll do. Then we'll use black for his belt thing. And then we need to use the darker black for the other side of his belt. I think I can just do that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Good enough. Okay, what is next? I need to do a sash now. Wow, my stream is black on my phone. Curious. Very interesting. This doesn't need to be anything special either. Especially because I believe most of this is going to be covered up. This might look a little weird. Yeah, because now it looks like he doesn't have the belt there. I think I'm just going to make the belt the same color. I'll just have to take a keen eye to spot it. Okay, or the sash. I keep using the wrong word. So now, yeah, so now we got to do this section. So I'm going to steal from a character that has good oranges, and that's probably going to be Amber. No, I'm going to do Nico for this. I'm going to steal from Nico's color palette. So we're going to start by coloring everything medium orange, and then we'll add light and dark later. Actually, I've got an idea. That's much nicer. No data again. 13.8%. That is insane. Whoops. What happened to the stream? Good question. Actually, I don't think I would want... I think these would need to be the darker. Because it's facing in the direction of dark. All right, that's all done. Next up, the head. Actually, no, I'm gonna go straight to the hat, and then I'll come back for the head. Dark, light, head. Stream disappeared and was wondering why it was silent for 8 minutes straight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's bad. I didn't realize it was that bad though. Yeah, I'm gonna call them tomorrow and see if they're accepting calls tomorrow. And if not, then I will call them Monday. And if they're not accepting calls Monday, then I'll call them Tuesday. If they're not accepting calls Tuesday, then something's up. Make this a little bit brighter. Make that the brightest, sure. And then make something a little darker than that. And this one's going to be like black as night. And the top of that is going to be that lighter shade. Okay. I need to save this before something bad happens to it. 2D cyclops.pdn, good. And now I need to just do a little bit more. His head needs to be done now. Grab this color again to outline his eye. He needs eyeliner. Okay, and now I guess I will take, I'm going to take these colors again. The lightest one is going to go here, and the darker one's going to go here. Dark bit before putting it here. And taking this one, darken it by a bit before putting it here. And I'll just recycle that color here. That's pretty cool. This guy looks pretty cool now. He looks villainous. An evil fella. A gang of bad dudes. Bunch of bad boys. What if we called this guy Silas? That's a name. That's kind of like it's kind of a dark cowboy name. Cowboy. I mean, we need the name for like an evil cowboy. I think Silas. Because I think Silas is like a kind of a Wild West sounding name. And it sounds like Cyclops, which is that he do. Yup. That's who he mm-hmm. Bondulance. So now I'm just doing my outline check. Hello, I'm with the outline department, and I heard that you have some non-compliant curves. I'm gonna have to arrest you and send you to federal prison for 52 years. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's a non-compliant. That's non-compliant. That breaks code. Okay, next up is the arm. I know that there's some outline issues with the arm here, so this spot in particular. Good enough. Okay. Next up is this piece, which is the gun. Any outline issues? Yes, there are several. I think this is good. Next up, we need to do this here. Ash's outline is pretty clean. Yeah, there's not... Oh, no. Well, there was a place to make a mistake. There was a place to make a mistake, and I made one. Ain't that something? I'll call that good enough. Next up, the Baudi, which I believe is already good. Yeah, there was some minor stuff here, but I already fixed it. Next, the legs. I believe there are issues with the legs. Yep, like right here. And anywhere else? The legs might be good beyond that. Yeah, those look fine. The side piece, the gun. I don't mean that in an icky way. I mean pieces as in guns. Firearms. And then this guy here. Yeah, there's a minor outline issue here. Very minor. But enough to bother me. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, I gotta do one more thing. So I did the outline check, now I have to do the coloring check. So we're gonna choose the most obnoxious color possible, which today is gonna be fuchsia. We're gonna choose fuchsia. And then we're going to check for any stray pixels. All right, I think we're watertight. I believe that's how you spell Silas. Of the Forest is what that name means, apparently. That's cool. It's cool. But that's spelled with a U. What about with an A? It's the same. Spell with a U or spell with an A, just kind of like how Kyle can be spelled with a Y or an I. Or Zach can be spelled with the CK or a K, I guess. Makes sense. 2D stylus.png, flatten. And then we're going to go into 2D art. We're going to go to scrap NPCs, and then we're going to rename the Cyclops folder to rename Silas. And then 2D Cyclops is an older version of him, so we can just delete that. And then 3D Cyclops we can rename to 3D Silas. Coolio. That's the character. We did it. And I'm going to resave his thing from One-Eye Wanderer to Silas. Save as. Okie dokie. Well, that was fun. Fighting the the internet was not, but here we are. We have a new robot sprite, and it only took what, 2 hours? Probably more than that. It only took us let me see here, 2.5 hours. Took us 2.5 hours, and 15.6% dropped frames. 15.6%. So I'm going to ask for a 15.6% refund on my internet if they don't fix this. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, Lumpy, and to everyone else who has left since then. And I don't blame you for leaving, because I'm sure the watching experience was not particularly fun. Partly on account of my malding and being grumpy and bringing the mood down, and partly on account of the annoying buffering and low resolution. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and calling it quits for tonight. Might be hanging